Before I begin today's review, I just wanted to make a quick clarification about something. As I'm sure you've already noticed, I tend to do my reviews in one of two rooms. This room here, which I have dubbed the blue room, and the other one, which I have dubbed the main room. Normally, I prefer to do my reviews in the main room, but that's going to be a little problematic for the moment. As we speak, the house next door is currently under construction, and as such, there was an awful lot of distracting and annoying noise. And the main room just happens to be right next to that house. So, at least for the next few weeks, the reviews are going to be in the blue room. But in the interest of ensuring you're not just staring at a blank wall during my reviews, I brought along Wonder Woman, who I'm sure you can tell is one of my favorite superheroines, as she fully embodies a lot of things that I truly value. Okay, now that the disclaimer's out of the way, let's talk about the movie. High school. We've all done it, we all hated it, and anyone that says otherwise are probably the reasons we hated it. But the best part about high school is, like everything else in life, it eventually ends. I know that when you're in high school, it doesn't feel like it ends, and it feels like everything you have to do is going to affect everything that happens to you for the rest of your life. And truth be told, it doesn't. I mean, yes, a fair amount of who you are is shaped by how well you handle high school, but the things that plague your life in high school won't always be around you for your entire life. And I think I'm getting off track here. Sorry. The point is, high school is such a huge part in a person's life that inevitably movies are made about it. Some of them are good, some of them are not so good, and some are just atrocious. Hell, one of the most popular franchises out there right now is an allegory for high school life. And truth be told, it's not really my absolute favorite. As someone who didn't enjoy high school but managed to survive high school, I naturally enjoy movies that make fun of high school, and that make an effort to tell high school kids that there are things better than high school. I was fortunate enough to learn at a very early age how important it was to be my own person, and to not care about what other people thought. And I appreciate movies that make an effort to do the same thing. However, the real challenge with most movies about high school is the majority of them tend to follow an awful lot of tropes. And personally, I find those tropes to be completely annoying. And as such, most high school movies tend to be very predictable. And this movie is definitely no exception to being completely predictable, but at the very least, it is still very nice, and still has that positive message about being your own person that I genuinely appreciate. The story follows Katara, no really, that's the voice of Katara, as a typical high school nerd who has a couple of beautiful friends. She's a typical, nice, approachable nerd who likes classic monster movies, and doesn't really care too much about her appearance. That is until she discovers from one of her best friends that apparently she has been labeled the DUFF. What does that stand for? Designated Ugly Fat Friend. Yeah, I think that's stupid too. Anyway, she's apparently been labeled as the DUFF because she is the most approachable of her friends. People can come up to her and talk to her about her more attractive friends so that they're not so nervous about actually talking to them. Needless to say, Katara does not take this revelation very well. So she decides that she no longer wants to be considered the DUFF and asks her best friend to help her change that. Now please understand, just because I'm putting that as bluntly and as plainly as possible, it's not that I didn't appreciate it. It's just that there really wasn't much there that made it all surprising. I suppose being at my age and having already gone through most of this and having already made these revelations myself, it wasn't anything new to me, but it is going to be new to someone else. So while most adults might find this movie to be formulaic and by the numbers, at the very least, it does what it needs to do right. That, of course, being giving high school audiences the reassurance that everything they're putting up with today will be in the past soon. And that being true to who you really are is always more important than trying to be what someone else wants you to be. And it is still pretty entertaining overall. Everyone's acting is pretty good, the script is actually pretty funny, the cinematography is also pretty, and Allison Janney is always a joy to watch. As far as essential viewing for people both in and out of high school, my personal recommendation is still Romy and Michelle's High School Reunion. This one is decent, but it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. Despite that, it's still pretty entertaining and it still has a valuable message. Currently, it's available on demand, so if you need something funny for a few hours, go ahead and give it a shot. In the meantime, we've got a couple of movies to look forward to this weekend, and while I can't guarantee that I'll be able to review all of them, I can guarantee that I will start with American Ultra. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Norman. Thank you for watching.